Hi everybody, this is Kathy with More Fun with Felt. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be going over how to do these really adorable little ghosts, these little Halloween felted ghosts. They're super cute, they're super easy and fast. You can probably make one once you do it once, you'll probably be able to do them in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to teach you a special little trick with the eyes as well, how to make like the perfect eye every time and not go out of the lines. And so that's, I'll do that at the very end for you. So make sure you stick around for that. And let me tell you what you're going to need to make these cute little guys. So you're going to start off with the bulk felt. Now I go to Hobby Lobby, I buy it in bulk in the fabric area. And the reason being is that I make a lot of these little guys for trade shows and such. And also I do the mummies. If you haven't seen my mummy video in my playlist, make sure that you hop over there and take a look because it's super fun and it's a great project. And you get to experience some armature as well. So yeah, I think you'll enjoy that. So I buy that in bulk and then cut it down, and I try to just cut them all at once basically, so that I can just sort of go through and make as many as I want at one time. But you're gonna start with a little square like this, and we'll go over the dimensions and such in just a minute. You're going to need a clover pen tool. This is actually the punching tool, and you don't absolutely need it, but it makes it go a lot faster. If you don't have that, or you can even use both. Sometimes I'll use this one first and then go to the punching tool. This is the clover pen tool, and it has today in it 342 triangles. I got these needles from Living Felt, and this is a 38 triangle. And I got this one from Desert Breeze company. It's a nice German needle. I bought a set of 3, and they were 3 different sizes. Let's see if I can show them to you. So they were strong, medium, and fine. And I've really enjoyed them. I've just been using these guys just for probably a month now, and I'm pretty happy with them. So I'll put the link for these in the description. If you purchase any of the items on Amazon, I'll put all of the links for basically all the tools that I use. If you use the links to purchase anything, I do get a very small commission. So I do just have to tell you that. And so I would greatly appreciate it if you were able to do that. Another thing that you're going to need is a little pre-formed ball. Now you can either do this yourself with core wool, or you can save yourself some time, especially if you're going to be mass producing these guys. I buy these in a pack. I'll have the link for that as well. And this ball is about, it's a little bit less than an inch. But if you got the 1-inch balls, that would be fine too. I think they're actually advertised as 1-inch balls. So that is going to be the head. You're going to need some white carded wool, and this is Winter White by Living Felt. It's my favorite. I use it for all of my main projects. I hope they never run out of it, actually. And it's because it's so bright. It's like a really nice bright white, and it felts really, really well. Like you can get a nice, soft, fine felt out of this. You'll also need a small pinch of black. Now, this is Living Felt's carded MC1 black. You don't need a special black. If you have black just laying around in your extra stock, that's fine. You're going to need scissors. This is an alcohol marker. I also have a link for the alcohol markers in my description as well. And we're going to use this later on. And nope, we don't need that. I think that's it. I think that's all we need. So let's go ahead and get started. So you're going to go ahead and cut a square. Now, it can be this size or it can be a little smaller. So this is about 5.5 by 5.5. I didn't measure it. I literally just cut it, and I would cut it down for you if it was too big. This will work, and you can also go a little smaller. If you wanted to go 4.5, like you can see these guys, after I trimmed them, that's 4, like 4 by 3. Even that'll work. So if you want a larger ghost, you can go a little bit bigger. I think what I'll do, just to keep this consistent for you, is I'm not going to change my size today. I'll go ahead and do 4, but you could go up to 5 if you wanted. I'll do 4.5. We'll do that. That's a good happy medium. 4.5. Find my 4.5 here. Okay. So don't throw this away. Save that for your mummies. Okay. So that's 4.5 by 4.5. That's a really good size to start with. And the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to actually just trim those square edges off, and we're just going to round the edges. Doesn't have to be in any way, shape, or form a perfect round edge. Just whatever you can do there. And then on the 4 sides, we're going to cut a little, very slight dip. This is going to give you like the flowing gown type of look. And when you leave it straight, it doesn't really look quite right. So you're just gonna do a slight dip in. Okay, super easy so far. And then what we're gonna do to take this, get that out of here. So then what we're gonna do is you're gonna you can actually do this one of 2 ways. So you can either pull and lay it on to cover it, or you can just get a piece, kind of like I did here, and lay it over the entire thing. Basically, the bottom line is we have to cover this felt, and if you can see through it on the edges like that, you do want to go ahead and cover what you can see. So if you're pulling it, you're just going to line it up like that and make sure that you're covering. So that's pretty good. A lot of little hairs in here today. So yeah, that's pretty good. So then I'm going to go ahead and take my punch tool. We're going to get right to it and make it as fast for you as possible. So I'm going to take my punch tool and I'm just going to start punching. And I don't want to go past the edge of the felt. And I also don't have to punch super, super hard. Just barely making it go down. And make sure I'm not like really sticking to the mat. With felting, you want to make sure that you have a light hand on a lot of your work. Because when you jab into the mat, that's how you, number 1, you ruin your mats, and number 2, you pick up a lot of colors from other things that you felted. So just go at it with a light touch. It's definitely going to get felted because all we need is the tips of those needles to go in. See how that's not even going into the mat? Go right up to the edge, but not over. If you can't see it, just flip it up and look. Can't see it, that's good. It means you've got a good covering. You're just going to keep doing this until it looks like a piece of fabric. It looks felted. Where's that edge? And then you can just keep lifting. Make sure when you lift, you do hold on to the felt and not just the wool on top. Flip it and then just go a different direction. Okay. Go ahead and turn it over, and then you're going to fold your edges down, and you're just going to felt those down. Just do one edge at a time, and in the center of the corners. By doing just the center first and then the rounded edges later, we're going to get a really nice round edge of the little flowy ghost. Okay, I don't have a lot here. That's okay, but I may actually just want to add a little to that. If you didn't have the extra, that's all right. I'm going to turn it back on this side, and I'm just going to put a little down here. I really like a nice thick edge. So if you don't get all the way, over, you can always go back and add more. Everything is fixable. Okay. Okay, now I have enough. All right, so now what we're going to do is go to the corners. You're just going to take the corner and just fold it down and make sure that it's rounded. See how that's rounded? And watch your fingers, because even though it's a punch tool, it hurts if you catch your finger. Go slow right here until you get it down, and then you can move your fingers away. Same thing here. Same thing here. This is one of the easiest projects that I do. And people love them. Like, you can give these away as gifts. They always bring a smile to people's faces. Sell them at trade shows. There's just lots and lots of fun. Okay. So if you can look, it is still fuzzy, right? So we're going to go over it one more time with this punch tool on the top. And then we're going to hit it with the clover pen tool. Okay. Keep lifting it. Now I'm going to hit it with the clover pen tool, and I'm just going to go at an angle. I don't want to go all the way through, because basically what's going to happen is these tips are so long that if I go all the way through, let me just show you. If I even go down like this, see how they go through, and I'm just going to be working against myself, so to speak, because I'll be pushing it through and then making it fuzzy on this side. So now we're going to start at an angle, 45-degree angle. Start at one of the corners. Just go at a 45-degree angle and kind of stay in a row. You can see the difference. You can see where I felt it here and where it's still a little fuzzy. This will work, you know, with anything that you felt. A lot of people are always asking, you know, how do I get, you know, such a smooth finish? And this is one of the ways to get a smooth finish. You just start with a stronger needle and then keep moving down to finer needles. Stay close, like don't jump all over the place. See how I'm staying really close? So you're going to stay close, and you're going to it's kind of like when you mow the lawn. If you miss a piece, like a row, you're going to see it. And it's the same thing here. Like it is really working. So there's the difference right there. And you're going to do that all the way across. I'm not going to speed this up for you because this is such a fast, simple project. You can definitely watch the whole thing. You don't have to turn it like I just did, but sometimes I think my mind wanders and I just like to turn things just to get a different perspective on it. I get bored really fast. Yeah, so see the difference there? And this is the part I have not felted yet. If you like everything in order, you can just stay where you were and keep going down in one direction. I just like to turn. We're going to come back and hit the edges in a little bit. So don't worry too much about your edges. Just focus on the center here. And there is going to be more felting after this. So if something didn't get down, you're going to be okay, because we'll be able to get it when we put the head in. So now you have this nice thick edge. And I like to take this and I like to just go straight into the center of that edge. I felt towards my other hand. So just be careful and watch what you're doing, because I have slipped many a time and just gone straight into my hand. So be careful. You can also go down like this if you want to get a better look at it. But right now we're just working on these little fuzzies on the outside edge. If you see something that you missed, just hit it with a pen. Now it's getting really nice and smooth. Okay. All right. I really like that. If you look at it and some of it looks a little bit like a sharp corner, it's okay. If you don't want it to be like that, you can just go back and round it out. It's going to round out really quick for you. So don't worry about taking that extra step. It's important that you do it now, because once it starts shaping up like a ghost, it's harder to hit those areas. All right, so now this is the part we've been felting. Flip it upside down. Take your little ball, and you are going to hold on to both sides, like the top and the bottom of just one side right now. We'll work on one side at a time. So you're going to hold on to those sides, make sure that they're even, like that. And then you're going to turn it on its side and go ahead and get your 38. And you're just going to start felting it into the head. Wherever it hits that head, that's where we're going to felt it. Probably I'd say about 3/4 of the way down. So right here, like this little level right here, we're not going to mess with that. We're just going to go down to about right there. You'll feel it. You'll feel where it is. We're using the 38 here because the 38 is a stronger needle, and it's really going to help to attach it. It is also going to give you some larger, you can actually see the larger holes that it makes. So that means that once we get it all attached, we will have to go back and hit it with a finer needle as well. Okay, now turn it over. Make sure you're lined up and just do the same thing. Get the top of the head. Okay, now see how we went 3/4 of the way down? So we have that little flare of the bottom of the ghost. And now we're going to just do the same thing on this side. And now you can actually start to see the shape. Okay, so same thing on that side. Don't worry about these big fat edges. We're going to handle that in a little bit. Just 3/4 of the way down. Just flip it over and do the same thing. You do want to make sure you really hit this good, because you want it to stick. That's, that's the main thing here. We want to make sure that it is going to be felted in. Oh, he's so cute. Okay, so now let's turn it over this way, and you're going to take another pinch. This is probably, let's just see, so I'm not guessing. It's about, if I squished it together, it's about 2 by 2. I'm just going to lay that right over, get the vegetable matter out of there. I'm going to lay that right over the ball. I'm going to take my pen tool for this one, and I'm going to just start felting it into the ball. And it's okay to just take this and go up into the ball. You don't have to go back through the ghost, just not until the very, very end. But just get as much onto the ball as you can. The main thing that we're trying to do here is cover the ball so it looks white underneath, and not go go through, so we have to fix it. If you do go through, that's okay. There's always a way to fix it. But cover that ball. Once it looks pretty felted, what you're going to do is you are going to go at a 45-degree angle again, just like we did on the top side. I don't want to go through. This gives it a really nice like finish underneath, a nice professional touch. Even though it's a fast little project, you still want it to look professional. I'm going into the wool at a 45-degree angle and back to the ball. This is helping it adhere. It's we're using the wool kind of like a glue. So we're attaching it to this and we're attaching it to the ball at the same time. Once you do this, you really can't tell the difference, like where the ball started and ended. It just looks like it's all part of the ghost. And we get rid of that ugly core wool color as well. Okay, so once you turn it back over, we're going to start working on these edges again. Now, the thing that I like to do is each one of them is different. Like you can see this guy is flared out, right? And then this one, somehow his head got bigger and he has like little, almost like little arms. So they're each going to be a little bit different. So you just got to look at it and see like where he is going to naturally fall. And so sometimes I'll just take them and kind of play with them, see what looks like is going to go down naturally. And then I'll fold it kind of like one of those, remember those games that you used to play with a, what are those games called? But those little games you used to play with the paper triangles, kind of like that. Fold it like that. And then take your clover pen tool and you're just going to start hitting those folds. Now we're working on the folds. Now at this point you're still going at a 45-degree angle, and the direction that you are going is going to encourage the fold to go the way you want it to go. So if I want that folded over like a hand, and let's just say I hold it this way, I can see right here, I need to hit it here. I need to kind of hit it in here, just to make that bend. I need to hit the back of the bend. And I'm encouraging it to do what I want it to do. You're in charge of the wool's not in charge of you. So now I have like a little arm, and that's just because I hit it where I wanted it to go. So we can do the same thing on this side. I'm just going to hit it inside that crease. On the other side. And I'm allowing this fold just to stay as it is. And see how those two came together? Now if I wanted to like put a little heart or something in his hands, I could. This one, so look at it, set it down, see what you think. If you think you want to do the same thing on the other side, you can. I kind of like when they flow. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of encourage this to sort of flow forwards. So you just find your bend, go in your bend, and then behind it. And now you can really stab into it because you're not going to see the other side of it anymore. So you can get a little more aggressive with your stabs if you want. So see how that just sort of folded the way I wanted it to? And then this one, let's do something a little different. If you want, if you're looking to make it come down like that, you can just sort of bend it down like that. And same thing. Here I would just sort of go in the center and then on the two sides. Play with them. Once you do a couple, you're going to figure out like the way that they bend and the way to really work it to your advantage. So see how he's sort of sitting back like that, and I really like that. And then you can take your 38 and you can go into those creases and just define them a little bit more if you want. It's all up to you, however you want it to look. If you like how it looks here, you can stop there. Okay. So now I'm just going to take the fine needles, just go over them, go over it one more time, just really not trying to shape now. I'm just trying to get all those little stab marks from the 38 out and make him nice and fine. Make him level. So there's a little bump there. I'm just going to felt that down. Anything that you see that just needs to be worked on, felt it down. Okay. All right. You can also use your fingers to smooth it out and get rid of those little holes. Now the bottom, see how pretty that looks? It's just covered. You definitely know that there's a ghost head in there, but it doesn't look like a different color. I left this one off so you can kind of see the difference. So that's kind of nasty, like if you just leave it like that. But if you cover it with your pretty white wool, it's really great. And then if you do find that you see a little bit of like disheveled pieces coming through here, you can always come back in and hit it just really gently. Just keep working it until you're happy with it. So now you're going to figure out where you want your eyes. I like this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure for this little trick that I'm going to show you, we do need to make sure that it is felted very well. Okay, so I'm just going to hit the face one more time. And come over it with this one again, one more time. Just want to make sure it's done. It's nice and tight. Okay, now here's the secret. If you take your alcohol marker, you know how when you are drawing on a piece of paper and you can draw like these really nice eyes, but then whenever you go to felt the eyes, they're all wonky and all over the place, and one eye isn't the same size as the other eye. So I figured this out, that all you have to do is very finely, you're not going to like cram this on there, but very finely, just take the tip and you're going to sketch out your eye. You can do anything you want. I'm going to do a little teardrop. See? You can sketch out the outline of the eye. And you want to make sure you get it the way you want it. So I want that one to be a little thicker. Okay, that's not hurting anything because we're going to cover that with wool. So now I have my eyes drawn. I'm going to take my black And I am going to take my 42. I'm going to kind of fold this almost almost into the shape, a little bit larger than the shape that I just put down. And excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and pop it on there, and I'm just going to start in the center. I already know that my eye is drawn here in the center of this, so I'm going to start in the center. And then when you pull this wool over with your needle, I can see my edge, right? So I'm just going to take my wool and I'm just going to go right up to the edge, and then I'm going to drag my needle. I'm not lifting it back up. I'm keeping it flat. I'm going to drag my needle. Make sure you can find your edge. And I'm going to come back down, just drag and stick. Try to stay, it's like coloring in the lines, honestly. Take your time with it. If you feel like you have a lot there, you can just stick some of that down so you can see where your lines are. I use this technique for lettering. Like sometimes I'll do Christmas decorations or ornaments, and I put, like, you can put 2024 on it, and I use the same technique. You just take your time with it, and you'll get it the way you want it. And then once it's kind of on there, you can sort of go at an angle again, like we did before, like a little 45-degree angle around the outside edge. And just start felting it towards the center of the eye. There's something in my black that's driving me crazy. Not sure what that is. So I'm just going back around it with a 45-degree. And I'm still dragging those little fine fibers. Remember, now wool always shrinks when you're felting it, so you want to draw your little eye a little bit bigger than you actually want it to be, because as you start felting it down, it's going to decrease in size. Okay? And that is how you do it. You just do that on both sides. And then you have a wonderful little ghost. And he's so super cute. Like these guys. So I hope you enjoyed this today. And I'll go ahead and, as I'm finishing just explaining some things to you guys, I'll go ahead and start on the second eye. But I just wanted to let you know that you can find me on Facebook. My Facebook is More Fun with Felt, with spaces in between the words. And then if you really enjoyed this and you want to see more of the tutorials that I produce, please take just a moment to find the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. I am a small channel and trying to sort of stay alive here, so the subscribes and likes are super helpful to small channels. You can also find me on Instagram at, it's at More Fun with Felt. And then I have a Shopify account if you wanted to purchase any of my items that I felt and sell. It's www.morefunwithfelt.com. So please, feel free to do that. Again, check the description if you are interested in using my Amazon links. And I greatly, greatly appreciate that. Finish him up. There we go. And then you can just hit that down. Super cute. Let me know what you think in the comments as well. And if you make some ghosts and you want to share them with me, I would really love to see them. I do like to take people's creations and put them on my Facebook page. So if you want to see that happen, just send it to me and let me know. And I'll be happy to share with my followers on Facebook. And can't wait to see what you guys make and to see you again. Hopefully see you soon. He's so cute. See y'all later. Bye.